All right, hi everyone, it's Ben Williamson here from Investor Hub here at the Ignite Summit in Hong Kong, and I've got Paul Rennie from Paradigm Pharmaceuticals. So Paul, how are you going?
Good, thanks Ben, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
That's good.
Sorry, I mumbled that mouthful, but that's good. I guess on that point, why don't you tell us a bit more about Paradigm? What does Paradigm do?
Sure, so Paradigm is a clinical development company. In other words, we're taking a drug through the regulatory process to get approval and then put the product onto market. So we are currently in phase 3 development of a compound called pentazan polysulfate sodium, which is a drug manufactured in Germany. We have exclusive rights to that drug and we have patents around the use of that drug, and our primary focus, our single focus right now, is to get the product approved for the treatment of moderate to severe osteoarthritis, which is a huge market. It's a massive unmet medical need. Most people with moderate to severe osteoarthritis, their doctors and the patients really struggle to get relief with existing therapy. So we think this is going to be groundbreaking, novel, very exciting, and a game changer for treatment of osteoarthritis.
And I guess what are investors getting excited about is the fact that you're now in phase 3 and it's so much further along than a lot of peers in the market?
Yeah, exactly. I think the things that we've had feedback from investors is, first of all, we have a very significant body of clinical data. We have data from 5 phase 2 studies, and that's very, very important for investors, because if there's a consistent outcome in more than one phase 2 study, it gives investors an indication that there's something happening with the drug. Mm-hmm. It's likely to be successful. Mm-hmm. So seeing all of that clinical data is very important to make investors comfortable that obviously the drug is working. It's not like we're seeing huge variation from one trial to another. We're seeing a very consistent outcome, which is around about a 50% reduction from pain at baseline. Wow. Out to 12 months, and we're seeing a greater than 50% improvement in knee function, which is generally a measure of the stiffness of the joint, greater than 50% improvement of joint stiffness out again to 12 months, which is a real game changer for the market, because most drugs don't have that duration of effect. Some may provide some relief for days, weeks, and maybe a month, but it's very unusual to see a drug providing that sort of relief of these very debilitating symptoms over that period of time. So I think that's the first thing that people are very excited about. Yep. Is the body of clinical evidence. And in addition to that, there's no doubt that the fact that we announced late last year that the FDA has approved our protocol has also got people very excited, because they're not going to be waiting the 10, 20 years, whatever it is, to get a product to market. We're now in phase 3. We finish off that program. We finish off a confirmatory study. So we're, years away from being able to bring the product and put it onto market, not, decades.
Yeah. And has that been, so yesterday, this day 2 of the conference, so yesterday you would have sat down with a couple of investors, maybe a few more?
No, we had nearly 12 investors come through the booth. We also gave a presentation at lunchtime. We had a good audience there.
And I think just for those at home, 12 might not seem like a lot, but this conference is made for institutional investors, family office types, right? Yes. So like 12 is a very fantastic amount to get in a day, face to face.
Exactly, and we have another busy day again today. So the conferences have been outstanding. But I think, there's been some discussion around the group that, this is a real opportunity, because people are well aware that osteoarthritis is a debilitating disease, and that this is now a phase 3 asset, and that's very exciting for investors. It's now's the time to really look at the story very hard.
I guess that's probably my next question, right? One of my last ones, which is, someone's coming along either today or they're watching this and they've done their research, they're now excited about the business. why should they invest now rather than wait and see? What's the catalyst?
Well, we have planned a number of catalysts between now and the end of the trial. There'll be announcements around, first subject treated in Australia, first subject treated in the US. These are very important milestones to know that we are able to get the people recruited into the trial. We'll also be reporting updates as we go through the trial that we're 50% recruited, 100% recruited. And again, these are all milestones that investors can see that we are operating at a very efficient level. We are executing on the trial and we're getting results and the data is getting closer and closer. So I think why now is I think we can probably see, apart from geopolitical and other market forces working against us, we would hope that from now we would see an appreciation in the share price reflecting the fact that the asset is getting more and more valuable because people understand we have a very extensive body of clinical data. That's very important in terms of de-risking the investment. Now we're into phase 3. That's also very important because it's not decades away, it's years away before revenues start. And now the share price has been depressed because of the geopolitical environment, a number of other factors. But I think now's the time to really, invest into the stock and really see the investment appreciate.
Yeah, good entry price and a good number of catalysts coming that will bring momentum with it, right?
Exactly.
So, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect, Paul. Thanks very much. If people wanted to reach out and get in contact, what's the best way that they could?
Well, if they're at the conference today, we're in booth 26. On all of our materials we presented, we've put down Simon White, who's our Director of Investor Relations, his phone number, his email, and also my phone number, my email. People are welcome to contact us anytime.
Reach out. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Ben.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks.